Interesting that as soon as I pressed start live, I went like this as if I had a watch, which clearly I'm not wearing. So there could be something here related to time. Today's topic is about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde starts July 17th up until August 10th. So depending when you watch this live, these messages, it's all a collective energy. So it can resonate with you now, or it may resonate at a later time. I felt called to focus on this topic since it has been popping up in my lives. It's been popping up when I'm trying to mainly focus on like Cancer energy, right? We are in Cancer season at this time. I feel like a lot of you guys will be experiencing certain things, and I just saw 111 on the time. We'll be experiencing certain things that were starting to pop up, manifest during Mercury retrograde. Again, Mercury retrograde ends on August 10th. By that time, we will be in Leo season. So happy birthday to Leos, or happy early birthday, as well happy birthday to Cancers. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to focus on intuitive messages. But before I do so, please make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel. Please, please, please make sure that you turn on your notifications. That way you are notified. That way YouTube notifies you when I go live. I will try to post videos, but I'm more into just going live, like just going straight to the point and just tapping into the energies. So Mercury retrograde. I know like the super like basics of like little things about astrology. I don't really study astrology, but I do try to follow along. So if you know more than me, that's great. I would love to get to know more, learn more. Some of you guys could be learning more about astrology as well, perhaps even like numerology or tarot. Hello, thank you for tuning in. So if you guys are astrologers or studying astrology, read natal charts, I would love to know more information, more details. You can let me know in the chat or in the comments as soon as this live is posted. Hello, thank you for tuning in, tapping into the energy of this upcoming Mercury retrograde that starts on July 17th. Something that I wanted to point out, and I think I took that screenshot, so I may, I don't know, post it on my social media, like on Instagram, Intuitivelovetarot. So please make sure that you guys are following me on there. As well, please make sure that you guys like the live. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So I was taking a look at the weather app. And on the weather app, when you scroll down, you will see what moon phase the moon is in. So where I am at this time, the moon is in waxing gibbous. So waxing gibbous is building momentum and energy for this upcoming full moon. And what's interesting, so today's Thursday, waxing gibbous. Mercury retrograde starts next Thursday, the 17th, right? And then the following Thursday is going to be the full moon. And I hope I remember this correctly. The following week, following Thursday, is the new moon, or like 2 weeks after that. So I thought that was very interesting. It all falls on Thursdays. So Thursdays is associated with Jupiter. Jupiter is associated with the sign of Sagittarius, with expansion, success, abundance, attainment. So anything that you are focusing on now is going to be very important that you stay focused and really tap into the energy of what you're trying to call in, the energies you're trying to call in, the intentions, the manifestation. I was listening to a video here on YouTube while I was getting ready, and the topic was well, there was many topics, but the main energy was abundance, wealth, money, right? Things you can say, things you can do, reminders, tips on how to call in and have the energy of wealth, health, abundance, success, right? So, an example, and this can resonate with you now or at a later time. In my previous live, I did go live yesterday. Hello, thank you for tuning in. In yesterday's live, I was speaking on Mercury retrograde and the importance of what I brought up regarding Cancer season is taking care of yourself. As well, this is like a Cancer trait. There are Cancers or those that have Cancer placements. They like to do their hair, their makeup, etc. Thank you for the hearts. Please make sure you guys like the live and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But yeah, I was getting ready doing my hair and I was listening to this video, and one of their like tips, tricks that they shared was when you basically take care of yourself, you are presentable, right? You're calling in the energy. You don't have to wear expensive. Thank you for the hearts. You don't have to. I love your makeup. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment. You don't have to like wear or purchase expensive items, clothing, designer things. You don't have to do that. Just make it work for you and like have yourself put together. So I found it interesting that I was doing my hair when I was listening to that. And I've actually had that video saved on like my watch later for like a good couple of days. So I found that very interesting. So that may resonate with some of you guys. And I keep bringing this up in my lives, like self-care, self-love, being presentable. It has nothing to do with pretending to be something you're not. It has nothing to do with, thank you for the likes. It has nothing to do with trying to be better than anyone. It's just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's you tapping into the energy of how you want to feel. For the past couple months, I haven't been wearing makeup like at all. I've been focused more on my skincare. I have never been so like focused or have prioritized my skincare, having an actual skincare routine ever in my life. And I am 31 years old. So you would think this is something I would have been doing in my 20s. I was not, but I am now. And I see the benefits of that. So again, this could resonate with someone. So yes, so I feel like this is going to be a big focus during Mercury retrograde, but definitely now during Cancer season, now leading up to Leo. And I like the energy that I'm tapping into now with Leo season. Yesterday's live, I did talk about hair. I was talking about like growth. So definitely check that video out. I searched up the meanings in different cultures regarding hair growth, regarding hair, regarding the length of hair, long hair. So that could resonate with someone. So change, transformation, beauty, health, right? So I feel like that's going to be a big topic here for some of you guys. You'll start seeing it like on social media. Maybe you'll come across a post on like Instagram or a reading someone is doing on TikTok, or perhaps it's something you're going to catch yourself doing. Is like taking your time, which is what I was doing yesterday because I was doing my self-care routine here on YouTube when I was live. Is taking my time brushing my hair. Normally, I don't brush my hair. Like, I honestly don't care. I don't care. I won't brush my hair. Maybe I'll just brush the top. But for the most part, I don't care. But yesterday, I was like taking my time brushing my hair. So it's like taking time for yourself and focusing on self care and self love. Because if you don't, you're going to have a hard time to even like take a moment for yourself. So there's a huge, huge call to make time for yourself from now until forever. Because it is something that you need to start incorporating, or maybe you have been. but need to incorporate in order to actually establish a healthy routine for yourself. And I find it very interesting that I say that because I've been procrastinating on going to sleep early, waking up early. I've been, not doing a good job really taking care of myself, but I'm making the effort now. And I think that's super important is when you remind yourself, when you remember that, oh, I should be doing this for myself, don't feel bad because then you may not actually feel good enough to actually do it, if that makes sense, right? I had shared in yesterday's live, which I'll share again, is the past like 3-4 days, I've just been like taking naps and just not really doing anything. Like I'll get up and like wash the dishes, get up, of course, make lunch, dinner, whatever. But for the most part, like I'm gonna lay down and probably put something on TV on Netflix and like I'm gonna just pass out. And this is something I mentioned as well yesterday's live, is not feeling guilty about resting. And that's going to be a huge thing regarding Mercury retrograde, excuse me. That's interesting I brought that up as well because I have like this old TikTok, this old video that I made regarding Mercury retrograde like 5 years ago. So if you follow me on TikTok, Intuitivelovetarot, if you scroll down, it should be there somewhere. Like, I don't know, something about like 5 tips regarding Mercury retrograde. And one of the tips I believe in that TikTok, I believe I showed Florida water. So it's good for cleansing, purification, calling in positivity, and it smells really good. Someone shared in one of the previous lives in the chat, they shared that they also use this and they actually use it as a cologne as well, which is basically what it is a cologne. So that could resonate with you or maybe something that you will start doing. I was actually gonna do that, but I tried to open like my perfume bottles, my spray bottles, and I couldn't. So I'm like, oh well, not doing that. But there are other ways you can use this. It is pretty easy to find. It is very easy to use. So you guys have any questions, go ahead and just ask regarding that. Or you could just Google it. I mean, Google is your best friend. Okay, so that's it for the intuitive messages. So I'm actually going to start shuffling some Moonology Oracle cards. And originally, I had like kind of a specific topic in mind regarding what I wanted to talk about for today's live. But for right now, I'm just going to mainly focus on Mercury retrograde. That is so funny. At the bottom, I haven't shuffled this yet. Gibbous moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. So I mentioned that currently we are in the waxing gibbous moon phase. So it's building the energy, the momentum leading up to the next full moon, which I stated in the beginning of the live. So that looks like a full moon, right? Okay. So if you can see well, perhaps not, but my shirt says block him. I actually purchased this shirt leading up to Valentine's Day. And even though I am not single, I love it. I love the shirt. It actually has like a heart underneath it, and it's like it's cute. It says block him. And I believe I'm wearing it in one of my pick a card pile tarot readings here on my YouTube channel. You guys can go ahead and check that out if you like. It's a good reading. They don't really got a lot of views, my pick-a cards, but they're good messages. I actually listened to them last week and it resonated. I was like, okay. And even in those videos, I said, save this video, come back another time, re-listen, rewatch it. And it just resonated and made sense. And it wasn't intentional for me to, be curious. I am looking out my window and I think that's a bee. Is that a bee or is that a mosquito? Mm, might be a mosquito. But if bee resonates with you, maybe some of you guys have been seeing bees lately. But you could go ahead and like search up the meaning of seeing like a bee or the spiritual meaning of seeing a mosquito. I don't know what that is. It looks really skinny to be a bee, but I think that's a bee. So I know bees are associated with summer, it's associated with the sun, it's associated with fertility, with pregnancy, it's associated with abundance. The colors yellow and black as well, associated with success. But because of the way it was like crawling on my window, some of you guys could have someone like keeping tabs on you, especially on social media. And I feel like during Mercury retrograde, this person may message you. This person may hit you up. You'll have like a missed phone call or a text message from this person. And again, since I brought this up, it says block him. Like some of you guys may need to or will block a certain individual. It's like, nah, like I no longer want to tolerate or deal with or associate myself with certain people regarding a situation that you went through, especially if it's something that happened last year. Or maybe you haven't heard from this person as of last year, a year ago, even a month ago. There are people that are going to see you radiating. There's going to be people seeing you glowing, being in your abundance, really tapping into perhaps your feminine qualities. It doesn't matter if you are a male or female or whatever you may identify as. We all have these energies, and it's depending on what you tap into and what you are like. I hope I say this word correctly. Like portraying yourself. The traits, right? Your qualities. Some of you could resonate with perhaps tapping into certain like physical traits regarding like your rising sign, your ascendant sign. So, like a little joke that me and my sibling say is like, if I post a selfie, for example, on my Instagram, again, it's Intuitive Love Tarot, and she's like, "Oh, your rising sign is really like trying to come out, basically." And it's funny because um during like Aries season, it was like this energy of me really wanting to tap into like the fire energy, but I was having a very hard time, even though prior to that it was Pisces energy, which is water. I was struggling to really tap into like the fire energy, which is like creativity, inspiration, taking action, being spontaneous, right? So I was having a hard time tapping into that. And of course, other qualities. But I just find it very funny because, again, it's like a joke that we have between us. So, and then like we know our moon and our rising. For those that study astrology, know how to read a natal chart or starting to learn astrology. We all, okay, again, we all have all the zodiac signs, okay, all the signs in our chart. And certain ones are more pronounced, certain ones are like the main ones, right? So like if you ever hear like, oh, what's your big three, what are your three major placements? Your rising, your ascendant, your sun sign, which would be your zodiac sign, and then your moon sign. So moon sign is associated with your emotions, your mentality. It's associated with perhaps motherhood. And I say perhaps because it kind of resonates with people differently. Again, sun sign is associated with your zodiac sign, so the month that you were born, and then your rising and your ascendant is associated with where the sun was placed the moment you were born. And you can calculate that here on Google. There's many websites. You just have to input your place of birth, so the city you were born in, the country you were born in, the time, and yeah, your birth date. I'm doing a collective reading as of right now, leading up to Mercury retrograde. I may do yes or no questions at the end, just kind of depending on um, the live. Like as of right now, there's people coming in and out. So if I have a good amount of people staying on the live, I may do so. So you have to make sure you stay on the live, okay? But if you don't get a chance to get a reading from me, I am open for personal readings. You just have to reach out to me. You can reach out to me through my Instagram. It is intuitivelovetarot. Just send me a message there, or email me at intuitivelovedaily@gmail.com. Okay, so continuing on, void of course moon, nothing will come of this situation. So again, as I mentioned earlier, some of you guys could come across a person that may try to reach out. It tends to happen, okay? It's different for everyone. Again, everyone's situations, experiences are different, which is something I mentioned in yesterday's live. But please make sure not to delete your messages in the chat. I understand if my response or answer isn't what you were hoping to hear, but I just find it a little sketch for people to delete their comments. Now, if it's like a troll or someone being negative, then yeah, that's preferred, right? But if it's just a question, I understand wanting like a free reading, but please don't delete comments because I feel like it kind of takes away from trying to connect with you, because it's like, what was the point of you making effort and asking me a question and then me responding and then you delete your question? You know what I mean? Like, let's keep the interaction going. I will always offer free readings. It's just I won't always offer it all the time. So once again, if you guys want your own personal reading, go ahead and reach out to me. My information will be in the description. But yes, so blocking people. I was gonna say, excuse me, sorry if I bumped into this. I was gonna say blocking energies. So again, I keep going back to my previous lives because I was really tapping into like leading up to Mercury retrograde energy. Please make sure you guys are watching those previous lives. There's collective messages, details, energies, downloads that are there to help you. And as a collective, so I say collective as in people who, are part of Intuitive Love Tarot, people that come across my videos, my lives, my posts. We are a collective. We are all sharing and or experiencing some sort of experience together, but in different ways. So I know it will resonate. If it doesn't resonate now, it definitely will at a later time. Again, nothing will come of the situation. Again, there will be people or someone that will pop up, and you may think, oh, maybe this time around things are going to work out. Maybe this time around they'll take me seriously. Maybe this time around they'll actually ask me out on a date. Maybe this time around, listen, sometimes the best thing you can do is no response, right? Not responding. Or maybe it's that person like, you know what, I feel like just in general, as the way I am and how I would want to be treated, I will respond back. That's totally fine, but you have to set a boundary. Okay, I actually had an experience with a Leo a couple years ago where they went kind of like MIA for like a good like month or so, and during that time, I was like feeling the connection, let's say. But deep down inside, I knew that connection, wasn't like meant to be. It wasn't going to really work out. But for the time being, I was okay with just spending time together when we did, right? So again, this person went MIA. And then I, started talking to like someone else and blah, 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 spending time with them. So, and I did energy work. It did hurt me that I was trying to establish, have like a genuine connection with this particular Leo. But it just wasn't meant to be. And that's part of like understanding that sometimes, Nothing will come of this situation, no matter how hard you try to make effort, right? Not forcing things. Again, Mercury retrograde, as I mentioned before, is not forcing things, going with the flow. Because if you try to force things, then the universe is going to sit you on your ass. Again, watch yesterday's live if you haven't already. There are messages there that are going to resonate with you, because I will continue to bring this up on this live. So fast forward a couple weeks later, during that time, this Leo reached out, and I was like, oh, I wanted to be nice, still respond back and not leave them like on scene. So I said, oh no, I've done the work to kind of release this connection, setting the boundary, and no thank you. Like, they wanted to like meet up or whatever. I'm like, no thank you. And they thought that was kind of like strange because I have set that boundary. Hello, thank you for tuning into the live. Just tapping into this upcoming Mercury retrograde energy. So this particular Leo, they didn't like hearing me set a boundary, even though it was respectful and I was genuine in my intention. And I just was like straightforward. I was like, I'm already talking to somebody else. At this time, I don't want to meet in person. I don't find a need for us to discuss anything. Just basically like let it be. And they said something and I just let it be. And we never spoke ever since. Now they do watch me on social media because they follow me on social media. So if you see this, hey, hi, how's it going? But an example is like you made effort into this connection. And if it's someone from the past, especially, like if nothing was progressing, if there was no genuine growth, if there wasn't like a genuine connection, then what's the point? What's the reason? What's the reason that you want to continue putting energy and time, perhaps even resources, into a connection or even a situation that nothing will come of this situation, right? So let's say that doesn't resonate with you regarding a person or a person from the past. It could be perhaps a specific job opportunity that you were seeking. And it's like, no matter how many emails you send, how many phone calls you make, how many times you went to go try to speak to the supervisor, to the hiring manager, it's like you may feel blocked. Some of you guys could benefit from doing a road opener, abre caminos. If you're into like candle work, setting intentions, affirmations, spiritual baths, if that resonates with you. But I'm feeling like there's a strong call, a strong need to just let it be and trust in the universe and trust in divine timing. You don't want to force a situation. You don't want to force an opportunity that perhaps isn't truly meant for you. Because let's say, I don't know, maybe you're going to end up being that one person that was like nagging and like just calling and calling and calling, or maybe you just called like 2 times, I don't know. And you get hired and you go work wherever it is you're going to go work. And they just see you as that person that was just like nagging the whole time, Maybe they were interested. And there's something here about like your resume, your portfolio, your cover letter that did get their attention, but they see you in a different light. They have a different perspective of you. So that's just one example. Again, as I said in the beginning of the live, we are leading up to Mercury retrograde. I did not see what sign will be retrograde in. I don't know. There's so many retrogrades. Again, if you study astrology, if you're an astrologer, let me know down in the chat or in the comments. You could go ahead and correct me. I don't mind being corrected, It's just part of the learning process. Again, some of you guys could be learning astrology, numerology, even tarot, learning to tap into your intuition. That is a huge thing that I feel that I'm going to share with you regarding my path as of right now is getting back into doing tarot, reading for others, getting back to doing oracle readings, getting back to putting myself out on a social media platform. For those that used to know me as Fire Temperance Tarot, I mainly posted on Instagram. I mainly went live on Instagram. I rarely posted on here on my YouTube channel. I did in the very, very beginning when I used to post tarot readings. But all those videos are like archived. Like no one, no one would see those. So that may resonate with someone. Maybe you guys have like a channel or an account that perhaps you started doing something and you stopped. So you may start to post again or upload content. Okay, we have full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. If it's regarding a connection or even like a job offer, job opportunity, or you're just waiting to get some sort of response from someone, you will receive it. It's just you need to be patient. Again, what happened earlier on the live is someone asked if they could get a reading from me. And I said, I may be able to. You just got to make sure you stay on the live. But if not, you can always contact me to book your own personal reading. And they deleted their message here on the chat, which I normally wouldn't have cared, but I feel like, you know, if you want to be, well, there's nothing wrong with asking, right? Because I've also have joined lives and been waiting to get a reading. But it's just an example. It's like it's important to be respectful and be patient and go with the flow. Don't force things. Because let's say they would have continued, which has happened before. It's one of the reasons why I feel iffy going live on TikTok, because it's such like an influx flow of like energy and people, and everyone's like trying to get a free reading, so they're like typing their question like and posting it multiple times, and I'm trying to everyone, so I'm scrolling and reading their energy, and then it's like, okay, by the time I get to someone's reading, I need to make sure they're still on the live, because if you're not willing to wait, right, you're impatient. Let's say I read for you, or I read for this person and they're not on the live. That person, I wasted my energy and my time. And because they were not willing to wait and be patient, they also lost the opportunity that they were waiting for, if that resonates, right? If that makes sense. So with the answers you need are coming. Some of you guys could be Geminis or have Gemini placements, or maybe dealing with a Gemini. It's just an importance to as well work on your communication, your throat chakra. Again, that is something that I mentioned on my previous live. So please, please, please make sure you guys check that out. Okay. Mercury retrograde. I wish I had my other phone charged, because I would Google what sign, or excuse me, what sign will be in our next upcoming full moon. Let's reshuffle these. See how nothing's shuffling out? So again, it's just being patient. Some of you guys could be receiving perhaps news, a notice, information, a detailed communication that may not necessarily be what you wanted to hear or how you would have liked to have heard it, if that resonates. Especially if some of you guys are looking to get a new property, getting a house, there might be some sort of delay, stagnancy regarding that. So keep that in mind. Make sure any documents that you have to sign, have to review, please, please, please review it, go over it, double check it, have someone else go through it if need be, to make sure that all the information there is accurate and up to date. Mercury retrograde, July 17th, 2025 to August 10th, 2025. Currently Cancer season, and it will be ending in Leo season. And this is a Leo card. It sure is. New moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. I love it. That's so funny. So because we have yellow here, some of you guys are going to be working on your solar plexus. Solar plexus has to do with your happiness, your joy. It's associated with your self-esteem. It's associated with your intuition, your inner guidance, inner child, your inner joy, right? So the inside. Yellow is also associated with the sun, happiness, success, opportunities, prosperity. I did mention Abre Caminos earlier, road opener, road openings, road opening work, right? Look into like color magic, the intentions for certain colors, right? If you feel gravitated towards wearing a certain color, but yellow here is the focus. But with confidence is your key to success, right? So any intention you set at any point right now leading up to the full moon, or after the full moon leading up to the new moon, excuse me, as I stated in the beginning of the live, I was looking at like the calendar moon phase on the weather app, and it shows, right, today's Thursday, so associated with Jupiter day. So Mercury retrograde starts next week. That falls on a Thursday. And then it's going to be a new moon on that following, full moon. And then 2 weeks after that will be the full moon, which also falls on a Thursday, which I thought was super interesting and is super trippy because it's something I've never noticed. So that's something that you guys may resonate with. You may start following like the moon cycles and perhaps doing work with the moon. The moon's associated with emotions, energy. It's associated with motherhood, if that resonates with you. Again, confidence is your key to success. Some of you guys are going to be working on your physical health. You're going to try to be more active. You're going to go out for a run. And I just remember something. So there was a Facebook post in a Facebook group I'm in. And the person on there was asking, how do you guys start to run? Do you guys just start running? Like, that seems so embarrassing. And that was actually quite funny. Some of you guys could be silly, you have your own good sense of humor. But this person, it was funny. A lot of people were, reacted to it. And hello, thank you for tuning in. And people in the comments under that post were like, girl, just start running, or, this and that. And I commented, I don't know if you guys have seen like that short clip of like Nicki Minaj. She's wearing like really skinny like heels, and she's like doing this like little run, and it looks so funny because she's in heels, but I don't know how to explain it. If you've seen it, you've seen it. So I posted that, and I basically said, when you start thinking about all your problems, it's not going to be embarrassing anymore. Like, you starting to run, it won't be embarrassing. You're going to be like running away from your problems, right? So I said that because I actually experienced that one time when I was going through like my running phase, and it was actually very funny, and a lot of people thought it was funny. So that could resonate with someone. But yeah, so starting to be more physical, doing some sort of outdoor activity or activities, perhaps going swimming more often, especially during this summer season. Some of you guys could be growing out your hair, as I mentioned in my previous live and on this live as well. There's something here about the hair, the mane, right? Some of you guys could have wavy or curly hair. Some of you guys could have cats or like cats, but I don't know. There's just something there. Reminder as well to please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you guys do not miss the next time I go live. I will make it a goal to go live again later today. I'm trying to go live on a daily basis, but real life happens and it's just, it's like a every other day type of thing. Mercury retrograde. What does the collective have to know? Some of you guys will experience delays. Again, just be patient. Double, triple check everything, especially if you're going to be traveling this summer. Traveling within the next month. Of course, whenever you see this video. New moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. Some of you guys could be Cancers, have Cancer placements, or could be dealing with a Cancer. We are currently in Cancer season. So just understanding that, whatever situation you're in, everything's okay, especially during this retrograde season. You may see slow growth, slow progress with money, with your finances. Perhaps you're waiting on some sort of income that is supposed to come in. There may be some stagnancy or delays until you actually receive it. An example would be like, oh, someone owes you money. They said that they would pay you in 2 weeks, in 3-4 weeks, and you still haven't seen anything, right? You haven't received nothing. So that could resonate with some of you guys. So you guys could be parents. You could be stressed out regarding like childcare, especially now that it's summertime. Some of you guys may have to like miss hours, get off early, or you're trying to get more hours, if that resonates. I know that for a lot of families, when kids are out of school, they have to put their kids, in daycares, or have to find someone to take care of them. You have to pay them, right? You're paying for their time and their help, their support, their resources. So if you're going through like a bit of like financial struggle or even like financial strain, and I'm getting like the chills. I have my AC on, but I can't really feel it, but I felt like where I'm seated, I shouldn't be able to feel a breeze, but I feel it right now. I feel like cold energy. It like hit my lower back and then it went up my right arm and then it went around. So I don't really know what that means. I have an idea what that means. I'm tapping into the energy and I'm actually gonna use some Florida water to cleanse. Some of you guys could live in Florida or will be visiting Florida. Something there about Florida. Ooh, that's strong. If you have smelled Florida water, strong alcohol content, strong alcohol scent. But oh, it's so good. For external use only, okay? Straight up. And it's not in a bad way. It's not like, they're like hand sanitizer. It's not like that, but it's strong alcohol. Some of you guys, for those that resonate, could be devotees of Santa Muerte or believe in Santa Muerte, or maybe learning or doing research a little bit about Santa Muerte. So that's the energy that popped up in my mind after I felt like that cold energy, and I'm starting to feel cold again. Like, sometimes this could resonate with someone as well. If you get like intuitive insight or messages, or you're starting to tap into your like abilities, let's say, you have to reason with it, right? Some of you guys could understand what I'm saying. Like sometimes you see something, you hear something, you feel something, and it's like, did I really see what I think I saw? That could resonate with someone. So you have to think, is it the AC vent or is it my fan because the fan is like right there and it's like in my direction, or is it something else, right? I'm gonna use an example like last night, um, getting ready for bed, and I like the corner of my eye, it's dark, right? It's dark in my bedroom. And I thought I saw like a shadow, right? I saw movement and the blinds were like a little bit open. And I'm just like looking. And then I look at the blinds and I look back where I thought I saw like the shadow. And I'm like, and I'm very like expressive with my face. Like I can't control it. I will always make some sort of face. Um, and I've learned to like train my face to not do like it's already forming like right here. I have like this like I guess wrinkle because I'm always like this. So I've like learned to train my face to try not to do that. Anyways, it has to do with my age and me getting older. But anyways, so I go to the window and I like peek through the blinds and I'm like looking around. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't look like it's windy outside. It's funny because the trees are moving, so it's a little windy. So yeah, let's say it was the wind. But like the way what I thought was because the blinds were partially open and with the branches moving because it was a little bit windy, it casted a shadow into my bedroom. But I was like, you know what? I don't know what that was. So I grabbed some Florida water and I started like smelling it and tapping it and rubbing it, and I got some in my hands and I didn't even look the direction where I thought I saw the shadow. I just like put some in my hand and I was just like grab a little bit more and I was just like and I was like, you know what? I may seem a little crazy right now, a little paranoid, but you know what? Sometimes you kind of experience or feel certain things. And as soon as I did that, I was like, all right, everything's good, everything's cool, and look back there and everything felt fine. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go night night. Ahora sí a dormir. And like my boyfriend was in bed and he just like I could see him looking at me and he was just like I didn't say anything to him. He didn't say anything to me, but I knew that he probably felt like creeped out that I did that and I didn't even say anything. Oh, I thought I'd share that because it's funny and it's like an experience that, I feel like some people could understand and resonate with. Like you experience certain things, but you know what? Having some Florida water, you can make your own spiritual waters as well. For example, like if you have rosemary, basil, rue, um, you can boil those herbs and strain it, let the water cool down, and you can put in a spray bottle. You can add it into a spiritual bath. Those are just two examples of what you can do. Floor wash, sheesh, like I'm giving you these tips and tricks, okay, for cleansing, purification, right? Even protection. Okay. I'm going to shuffle out one more card regarding Mercury retrograde. Again, I will try to come back and do another live. I may do yes or no questions. I wanted to originally do like a love reading type of energy. I haven't have like the Dark Confessions Oracle deck out. This is so good. Like, that's good. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed and that you have your notifications turned on. If you happen to miss any lives, that's okay. All of my lives will be posted on my channel. Just make sure that you guys go ahead and check those out when you have time. As always, please make sure to like the video. And again, subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Let's see, one more card regarding Mercury retrograde. What to know, collective energy. Reminder that I am open for personal readings. So make sure to get in contact with me. I'm currently doing 1-hour readings for $30. As you can see, I am very talkative. So I make sure that your reading is well worth your money, well worth both of our time and energy. So a card just fell. I'm not going to reach for it right now, but the card that fell over is the let me reach for it. Give me a second. Okay. Don't look at my mess, you guys. Okay. Okay. So the card I thought was not that one. Okay, because it flipped over. So it's New Moon, a new start is coming. This card did shuffle out when I believe I did the New Moon in Cancer reading. Again, as I said, watch my other lives. These readings, even though I may not state it, it is timeless, right? So no matter when you come across these readings, these videos, these lives, you come across it for a reason, right? So again, this card popped up. So new moon, a new start is coming. So it could be related to love, related to a connection, related to a opportunity, or maybe nothing is necessarily being presented to you. It may be something you want to present to someone, right? Or the way you want to present to yourself. I did mention, excuse me, the energy of making effort and being presentable. Maybe some of you guys, have been having a bit of a hard time with your physical health, emotional, mental health. So you're going to start doing different things to help with that, to create balance, to be able to feel, maybe not necessarily feel, but show the world like a new version of yourself. This may be something that you will be working on, and people will see that manifestation or manifest leading up to or even during Leo season, right? And then leading up to past Virgo, leading to Libra, you're gonna like keep working on that and being able to maintain it, okay? So I hope this collective energy resonated with you. Again, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Let's continue growing the community, building up the collective energy. Again, I am open for readings. Please make sure to reach out because you got to know things and I want to help you. I love helping people. I've been a tarot reader on and off since 2018. So if you're on this live, you're watching this live, come on, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. All right, I'll talk to you guys later and happy Jupiter Day. Okay, bye.